We've all heard that getting your hands dirty in a garden can be, well, super therapeutic. But what happens when traditional gardening just isn't an option? For a lot of people, physical limitations make it seem totally out of reach. Well, today we're going to dig into a really powerful solution. And the best part? It starts with something you probably just throw in the trash. So, can a carrot top become a centerpiece? The answer, believe it or not, opens up this whole world of possibilities. I mean, what if those kitchen scraps you're about to toss could actually become a source of joy, of purpose? And you could do it all without spending a single dime, right from your tabletop. Let's find out how. All right, first things first, let's really get a handle on the problem we're trying to solve here. Because for so many folks, the simple act of gardening has this huge and often invisible barrier. And this right here, this is a key disconnect. I mean, science tells us over and over that gardening is amazing for our mental health. It can literally lower our stress hormones, right? But the irony is, this incredible benefit is often completely out of reach for the very people who might need it the most. And this is why. When you think of traditional gardening, what comes to mind? Probably kneeling, digging, hauling those heavy bags of soil. But adaptive gardening, that's a whole different ballgame. We're talking lightweight pots, tabletop setups you can get to from a chair. For anyone dealing with, say, musculoskeletal or cardiovascular issues, the old school way of gardening is just, it's a non-starter. So, the big question is, how do we bridge that gap? Well, let's dive into a really simple, kind of elegant solution that, believe it or not, starts right in your kitchen. Okay, so the magic behind this whole thing is a biological process called vegetative propagation. Now, that sounds super fancy and scientific, right? But it's actually incredibly simple. All it means is you're using a piece of a plant, think the root end of a green onion, to grow a whole new one. And here's the crucial part, it costs absolutely nothing. Zero financial investment. That is a huge deal for anyone on a tight budget or facing economic challenges. So, where do you even begin? Well, think of these as your gateway crops. Take green onions, for example. You just pop the white root ends in a little bit of water and you can see new green shoots in as little as 24 hours. That immediate feedback is just, it's so powerful. Or how about romaine lettuce? You can get new, totally edible leaves in under 2 weeks. Even celery, which is a bit slower, will regrow from its base in water. The point is, it's all so visually rewarding and the effort is just incredibly low. And this whole idea becomes even more profound when you think about someone who might be confined to a bed. Imagine a simple tray garden on a bedside table, just a few jars. It creates a routine. That tiny act of changing the water every couple of days, it becomes what you could call a micro chore. It's this manageable little task that brings back a sense of purpose, of caretaking, something that can so easily get lost when you have to stop working. Okay, so growing stuff in water is fantastic, right? But what if you want to take it a step further? Let's talk about how you can go from a simple glass on the windowsill to a more long-term, sustainable setup. All right, here are 3 really key ergonomic adaptations. First up, container gardening. Just by using small pots, you bring the garden right up to your level. No more bending, no more kneeling. Second, think vertical. Things like window-mounted shelves are absolutely perfect for wheelchair users. And third, modify your tools. If you have arthritis or maybe just a weak grip, wrapping tool handles in some foam makes them so much easier and way less painful to use. Okay, so we've covered all the fun stuff, the joy, the practicalities, but now we have to shift gears because this wonderful therapeutic hobby can actually lead to a really unexpected and frankly serious legal problem. I really want you to burn this exact phrase into your memory. I do tabletop gardening. I handle pots weighing less than 2 pounds. Now, I know it sounds super specific, maybe even a little defensive, but trust me, in the context of a disability hearing, that level of detail is your most important tool. It's not just you describing what you do, it's your defense. And here is exactly why that precision is so critical. Look, if you just say, I garden, a judge at a hearing could hear something completely different. They might interpret that as proof that you can do medium exertion work, lifting, stooping, all the things you might be completely unable to do. And just like that, your simple, harmless hobby gets turned into a weapon against you. So the key here, the most crucial point, is to be surgically precise with your language. You have to specify that you're sitting down. You have to say the pots weigh less than 2 pounds. You have to mention that you only do it for short bursts, like maybe 10 minutes at a time. Using this exact language frames the activity correctly. It aligns with what's called a capacity for less than sedentary work. And this brings us to the final, and I mean absolute warning. Do not sell any of your produce, not a single tomato, because even just a few casual sales at a farmer's market or to a neighbor can trigger what's called a substantial gainful activity investigation, or SGA. That's the term the Social Security Administration uses to see if you're earning enough money to be considered employed, and it could put your benefits in serious jeopardy. This garden has to be for you and you alone.
Whew. Okay, so after navigating all of that, let's bring it all back home. At the end of the day, this is all about reclaiming an activity. It's about finding joy and purpose, but doing it in a way that's both safe and smart.
So, what are the big takeaways here? What should you remember from all this? First, that the therapeutic power of gardening really can be accessible to everyone. Second, you can start for literally zero cost with just some kitchen scraps and a glass of water. Third, a few simple adaptations can turn this into a long-term, sustainable hobby. And finally, and this is so critical, knowing the right language to use can protect your benefits. You know, when you really think about it, this isn't just about gardening. It's about something much bigger: adaptation and accessibility. And it kind of leaves us with this big question to chew on. How can we take these same principles of thoughtful, simple adaptation and apply them to redesign not just our hobbies, but our entire world, to make it a place that truly works for every single body?